Hi, I'm Romy.
Hi, I'm Becca, and this is the Creative Chronicles Podcast, your weekly entertainment fix. Got it right. Woohoo! Welcome to episode 2. We're back. We hope you liked the first episode.
If you didn't listen, go back and listen.
And what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, it's a treat. So
It's a treat. It's a treat.
It's a treat.
I mean, you obviously love us already, so here we go.
Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being here, our loyal viewers.
Followers, listeners. We don't know what we're doing.
Swing it.
Yeah, we're winging it.
Okay.
We are back. We are back. And we're here for another episode, basically, is what we're trying to say. So last week we introduced ourselves. We had a good time. We had a nice little rant. Told you guys about us. And now we're going to talk about something else. What are we going to talk about this week?
We're going to talk about remakes
Lovely.
of films with the same sort of premise, such as, like Ghostbusters.
So kind of either a slight remake or something that's in the same franchise but maybe changing it a little bit. Are we going to say that?
Yeah, that's
Cool.
fine. So
Okay. Cool, that's great. So, well, we're going to get to that. But first, what are you watching this week? I can't sing, guys. I literally cannot sing. Still ill. Still in the same outfits. We're recording on the same day, so ha ha ha.
yes, but when she has got a voice back, that bit is gonna slay.
It's gonna slap.
I mean, if I could sing better, I would try, but
We might. Oh, we'll create some jingles. It's just gonna get better and better. That's what I'm gonna say.
absolutely.
But yeah, what are you watching?
I have gone back to watching Schitt's Creek. It
Love
is my comfort
Love it.
show, and I was so glad when it literally took the world by storm and everyone was watching it. But
amazing.
for a short time, it was just mine and nobody had really heard of it. And I was just
Yeah,
absolutely
I remember you going, "Oh, you need to watch it." Yeah,
because it is just fantastic and it's just so feel good. I just love the way it's filmed. I love the acting. I love the insane characters.
Yeah.
It's flawless. For me, it's so up there with quality.
I just love it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And then the other side of me, because I've got early screeners.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
It's not that cracking.
Oh, right,
It's a lovely show. It's called Virgin River.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It's on its season 5.
Mhm.
So I have been watching that and writing a review for the whole season. I'm not doing episode breakdowns and stuff like that. Just doing overall for the whole season.
Okay.
Obviously, I won't say any spoilers. But if you are a Virgin River fan, if you are a virgin, I mean, if you are a virgin, you won't like it because it's not that sexy.
Oh, okay.
But it's the most exciting season yet,
Okay. Cool.
and I think it's going to finish on its 6th one. I don't think that's been confirmed yet, but it's been a lovely. It's a really easy watch.
Okay. Something to have.
Yeah. So
the
if
background?
you just want an easy background watch,
Cool.
cute little story, get watching it because the 5th season will be coming out in September.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
It's like I'm sponsoring it, isn't
Heard
it?
it here first. Sponsored by Virgin River.
Not really, please don't. Oh, no, it should be. You should do.
Someone sponsor us, please.
Netflix, what are you playing at, mate? Come sponsor me.
We're
Dun-dun.
chatting. Dun-dun.
Dun-dun. That's my impression.
We
It's
love
close to the SVU one.
Ding ding. Give me your fucking money. Oops, did I just pull something out? No. Okay, keep going. Let's keep going.
Becca, what are you watching?
I have just finished watching The Lincoln Lawyer season 2. Very good. Easy. I would say again, it's an easy watch. The guy that plays Mickey Holler,
Is that good?
divine guy.
Divine acting.
I wouldn't say it's divine acting. I would just say he's really nice to look at.
Oh, okay.
And he speaks Spanish.
I like a pretty
so.
face. So.
Oh yeah, it's really good, and it's just got a really kind of quite tight cast. You can tell that let's hope they all get on, but it seems like they all get on.
Yeah.
And they have a good time. So yeah, just another case that he has to go through. And
To be fair, I don't know why I'm not watching that. That sounds
I would watch
exactly
it.
like my jam.
it's quite like flashy and it's shot really nicely. There's a lot of like nice shots of LA.
Is it intense?
I wouldn't say it's intense,
A lot
but
of courtroom drama?
there's some courtroom drama. There's quite a lot of comedy in it. Then there's some
Okay.
like twists and turns, and who is he representing? And he's obviously a defense lawyer, so a lot of his are maybe guilty, and he tries to like, you know, get them off, and not in that way, but you know what I'm saying. And
Get them off.
Get them off. Yes,
Beach
please.
off.
Beach off.
Beach off.
Beach. Barbie. Anyway, but it's just really, really good. I was hooked. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, okay. I will add that to my ever-growing list of...
Just watch it. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it is fun.
That's it. Sometimes you're not always watching a series to be the next Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I know.
You're not watching a film to be
on that.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
You want to watch something that is, it's easy, it's familiar, it's comfort, because that's entertainment, isn't it? You know, that's what you want. So I'll watch yours if you watch mine.
Yeah. Pretty much that is what we're going to do. Yes. So shall we move on to the current news or some celeb goss? So as we're on the subject of remakes / you know, a franchise type thing, we're just going to touch on a little bit of Snow White controversy.
Snow White in the house.
Well, you mentioned this the other day, and I'd seen. Is it Rachel Ziegler? Is that who said?
Yes, lots of.
She is going to be playing Snow White. Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And a lot of videos have resurfaced from her from last year talking about the film. So I think it's very interesting as a remake perspective.
Yeah.
That the film is called Snow White.
Yeah.
It is based on the original first ever Disney movie, probably the most important film Disney ever did, being their first, 11 Oscar wins, like, are you joking?
Yeah.
But it's a very, very different storyline.
Okay. See, I don't know much about the story and how it differs to the original.
So in the storyline, and what our lovely lead actress was pointing out, is that she doesn't have a prince at the end.
Okay.
She's an independent woman.
Oh, ladies, truly feel me.
And it's focusing more on that. And I think she's a pirate. There's some pirates in it.
Snow White's a pirate.
She goes on like some scallywag journey. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's not that traditional story that the original Snow White was.
Right. So is there no evil queen?
There's no dwarves.
Oh.
They're just 7
men.
people.
See, I heard that.
People.
Sorry. We don't know if they're men, women, or they. So
Big mixture of people.
Okay, so some people that she's got. So she's got a gang.
Yes. I don't know if there's an evil queen.
Okay.
Because if there were, I think we would have seen a bit more press from that. So without Googling it,
like, I'm not. I think you'd make a great evil queen.
I would love to be an evil queen.
Oh my god, it would be so much fun.
Oh my god, Mother Gothel. I'll be Mother Gothel.
Come on.
That's a freaking lovely.
Yeah. Anyway,
Florence can be a little tangled, and I'll be the evil mum. Even though I think we're roughly the same age, don't matter to me. So for me, I was like, is it really a remake if you're changing the entire storyline? But just keeping the name? Because for me, I think they should have just completely relabeled it. Like, I don't know what Disney's playing at. Disney's flushing itself down the toilet and doing it very well. Well,
because obviously there was the Aladdin, instead of, we'll say live action remake.
They've all been horrendous.
Aladdin, I did not like. The only thing I did kind of like is Will Smith, because I don't mind Will Smith. I don't mind. But no one can beat Robin Williams as the genie in the original. Cartoon. When
a cartoon does better than real life actors, there is a problem with the film being made.
Didn't like the actor playing Aladdin. Didn't like the actor playing Jasmine. Just didn't enjoy it.
I didn't warm to any of it.
No, I turned it off.
Same with The Lion King.
Yep, didn't like The Lion King.
Didn't warm to any of it.
Nope.
Couldn't stand it. The only ones, and were they by Disney? The only ones I have liked have been Cinderella.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that was Disney, though.
I'm not sure.
If it was, well done. If it wasn't, well done. I loved that one. And I didn't mind Sleeping Beauty with Angelina Jolie, but it wasn't called Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't called Sleeping Beauty. It was called Maleficent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was more...
But it was the very similar same storyline, but what they did, which was correct, was change the title.
Change the title, make it about slightly different, path.
Yeah, so
focus more on
know that you're going down a different avenue.
You'll know the premise, so you'll kind of be interested in it because you watched it as a child or whatever.
The vibe is there.
Yeah.
With a new vibe. But Snow White have labelled it Snow White, and you are not getting the original story, which I think is just such bad marketing.
It's like Peter Pan and Hook. Because Hook is such a good film.
So brilliant.
But it's not about
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
It's not Peter Pan. It's not the original Disney Peter Pan. It's a version of it.
Okay, Goosebumps. I love that film.
So good.
Oh my god.
Literally.
So
and you can do this. You can make such good adaptations, versions, whatever you want to say, without ruining the legacy of the first. And I think that is what Disney are doing at the moment, is they are sort of tarnishing the originals, which isn't what you want to do. Hopefully people do what I do and go back and watch the original and not the live action remake, and hopefully they stop. Because I'll tell you something, the way they ruined Flounder in
I've not watched Little Mermaid, so
that fish was on crack. Like, I can't, and I don't forgive it.
Do you know what? I asked my friend who went to see it, and I was like, "Is my favourite song in the movie?" She was like, "What's your favourite song in Little Mermaid?" And I was like, "Le Poisson." And I was like, she went, "No, it's not. The chef doesn't even sing in it like that." And I was like, "What?" But that's my favourite. He. Oh. Bonjour.
Yeah.
Would you like a little fishy?
They should have cast you. This is the problem. They miss out.
I'm here. I'm ready for it. Please make me a
when
French
you remake
chef.
it, because you made it so bad, so we'll have a third remake in the works. You've got a cast right here.
I will be the French chef. I will make Sebastian.
I'll be Ariel.
Stuffed crab
With some good boobs.
in it. There you go.
You know, nobody cared about them shells. At all.
You could fill them out. Don't you worry, girl. Anyway, but like you say, I think if you've got a remake that's going in a different direction, which will lead nicely onto our little remake / franchisee type stuff chat for today. Yeah. So, because I know what I'm probably going to talk about a couple. I've got a couple of remakes and a couple of franchisee, well, maybe one franchisee thing that I'd like to talk about. I would like to talk about Jumanji first. Here we go. Another Robin Williams. Here we go. The original, loved it.
Brilliant.
Was absolutely terrified of hearing those drums.
Yes.
And I'd be like, what the hell? Anyway, but loved the original. And then when I heard that there was going to be a remake, I was like, what?
Up in arms.
The fuck? Yeah. I was like, you cannot do that. Robin Williams is the best. This is the best film. And then I watched it and I loved it. The new Jumanji is a new Jumanji. Funny. It's not a remake. It's literally taking the game and taking it into modern day. Oh my god, Jack Black as
genius,
as a girl, as a teenage girl.
Absolutely. I didn't think I was going to laugh as hard as I did watching both of them.
I've watched both of those films loads of times now.
Absolutely hilarious. And because that was the same. I remember thinking, like, why are you remaking something that doesn't need to be remade? It's still got such a big audience. People love it. It's such an original story. So taking it into the modern world,
I think it worked perfectly.
Whoever cast it,
well done.
Props to you, because my goodness.
You'd think us being in the industry, we'd actually research these things.
Well, I also don't want to say names. I don't want to be sued.
Yeah, that's true. Whoever cast it, well done.
So well done you. If you want to be tagged, comment and we'll tag you.
If you want to cast us in something.
Yeah, if you want to cast us in something.
Yes, please.
Jumanji 3.
Thank you. I'll be in Jumanji 3.
I'll just be a waitress that brings... I just want to meet Jack Black.
Ooh, baby, I love you way. I want to do some dance fighting.
She can dance.
Yeah.
I'll be the waitress in the cyber...
No. Don't know what I'm doing.
I'm imagining that I'm on roller skates. That's what I'm doing.
I get that. But yeah, I loved both of the new Jumanjis, and I thought they were really good. And Kevin Hart pretending to be Danny Glover. And The Rock pretending to be Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
What? Oh my god.
Danny DeVito. Oh god. Yes. Oh, protect him at all costs, man.
Please. He's so cute.
And my version for that, I think, is definitely... I love the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That got slated when that was coming out because it was an all-female cast.
I really liked it.
I thought it was brilliant.
Similar
thing, you're taking a story, flipping on its head a little bit. Very similar. These ones, ghost hunters.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very similar. And we're just with 4 females. But I love the fact that the original cast all had their own little cameos in there because they want to support it. Yeah. It's a new one for a new generation. And if it's going to be for girls...
That's what I mean. It had the female kind of premise behind it. And
which I think is quite
funny.
Innovative, and they're all funny.
And you've got Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy.
them two together are just the best comedic pair you could ask for. They work so well.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I don't think I would particularly want any more.
No, I think what it was fine.
Because they did the kids version with Paul Rudd.
So I haven't watched all of it.
Yeah.
I've watched the majority of it. I haven't watched the ending.
And this is it. When you can turn something off and you're not hooked.
Yeah.
I get a little bit like, oh, I can come back to that.
But the thing is, I love Paul Rudd.
That's it.
But I wasn't hooked.
No, I wasn't bothered for it.
Yeah.
In my eyes for that, I was more like, just create another Goonies if you can. Just get a bunch of kids who are ghost hunting and film it. You don't need to label it as Ghostbusters. But if that's what you're doing in order to get your audiences in, it kind of failed a little bit. But
yeah, no, I get that.
I get why they've done it, but I would have just preferred the original title. I think that's what I get a bit fed up with remakes and franchises, is that I'm just like, I need something original in the title. I don't need to, even if it's the same storyline, which a lot of things have. There's only so many stories you can tell, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You learn that in writing, you know. I think there's 7 altogether, and they just go round and round and round.
Formula.
Exactly. But you want something that feels new.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot is lacking at the moment. Star Wars, Marvel, everything is just being churned out so quickly that you don't really get time to breathe or to enjoy something.
You don't get time to process it, do you? And I think I go back, especially with Marvel, I'll go back and rewatch like the original Iron Man or
Captain America.
Yeah, or just maybe even that. I love the new Spider-Mans. That's probably my favourite newer ones. And I love the Avengers.
Oh yeah,
obviously, but like, I just think sometimes it's like, oh, here's this new one and here's this, and I'm just like, cool, you can have your own little series and you can have your Black Widow and all the other bits and pieces, like, fine, but there is so much content to consume that I literally don't know if I'm coming or going with it.
It's been too quick.
Yeah, it's
been too quick. And what's not exciting as well is, like, if it's not coming out to cinema, I didn't bother going and seeing Guardians of the Galaxy at the cinema. I would have done. I'd have cried through the raccoons. But I knew it was coming on Disney in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I don't have to wait a few months. That's it. You know, back in the day, sometimes you'd have to wait a year before something came on the telly.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays you just literally click your fingers. Alexa, play this. Done.
Yeah. It's
Google,
there.
play this. Done. And it's there for you.
Yeah. And
I think when it comes to remakes, I'm just... It's like when you hear something's being remade, you instantly go, oh, why? What now?
Yeah, because didn't they remake Overboard with Goldie Hawn?
Yeah, that had Anna Faris.
I never watched the remake because the original...
What's it called?
I don't know. I just ate a bug.
The original is... I was watching a clip the other day where she's there and she went, I'm a short, fat slut. Brilliant. You can't why remake it?
Don't bother. What?
Re-release the film. Do a bit of promotion. It's cheaper for you to do a bit of promotion.
Remaster it. There you go. See you later.
Done.
Like, what?
Cheaper by the dozen. With Zach Braff. Zach Braff had his day. He needs to stay away from things.
He's
now.
fine. He's making movies now. Like, let him make the movies.
But why did they redo Cheaper by the dozen?
I don't know. Why? Steve Martin.
You should never remake anything with Steve Martin in it because he is a genius.
Have you started watching new Only Murders in the Building?
Not the new season yet.
I'm ready for it.
I am. It's coming out weekly, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Which
I'm waiting. I am that binger. I'm going to wait for it all to be there, and then I'm going to sit, not move, and just digest everything.
Can't wait to talk about that. But I love that show.
Brilliant show.
It's
absolutely flawless.
Anyway, going back to remakes / whatever. In between episodes, had a quick look and realised that some remakes that I have watched, I actually preferred the later ones.
Yeah.
It. Have you watched It?
Yes.
The original.
I watched both.
I liked the newer ones.
Okay.
Because I was more engaged in it, and we've had this child actor conversation thing. I didn't mind them in that. I thought they were good. And have you watched the second one?
I haven't watched the second one.
The second one is better.
Is it better?
Personally, I think it's better because it's the kids as adults.
Oh, okay.
That was a very American thing. Adults.
Adults. No, I'd give it a go. I don't mind. I like Stephen King. Love his books and stuff. But I think I prefer his books. Apart from The Shining.
The Shining book.
The Shining film as well is just like the best thing ever.
The Shining film. If they ever try and remake that, I think you should just get in the sea.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. In bin.
Get in the bin.
Just get in bin. I don't care.
The Shining book, very, very good. The Shining film, one of the most horrendously scary things I've ever watched in my whole life.
Yeah.
The twins.
Jack Nicholson is just terrifying. The more insane he gets as the film goes on, it's absolutely...
The woman in the bath. No.
No. But it... I think that the original one was scarier because I watched it as a kid.
I agree. I was... Yeah. And that, like, embedded in my fear of clowns from day one. Like, that kind of clown.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Which then obviously then stems into like watching American Horror Story and them having like a killer clown and all that kind of stuff. So
I've
cool.
never been bothered by clowns.
Don't like that kind of clown at all. Horrendous.
No. I don't like them.
Absolutely horrendous.
I remember at uni, I don't know if you remember this, but there was the killer clown on campus. That started at Brunel where I was. I was there at the time when the killer clown was like walking around the campus.
Mate.
And then people started doing it up north.
You see that in the dark, hardly any street lights, and there's a killer excuse me, what? Stood in like a line of trees.
Especially at Brunel, it was a very, very long campus.
Yeah.
And then it had sort of like streetlights, but they were very dim, but they were very high, so you could see from one end of the campus to the other, which was great in some aspects. But if you're stood at one side and you see a killer clown just walking towards you,
at the end, oh my god!
I still don't know. I think he got arrested.
What's scarier? Walking slowly, Michael Myers, or fast zombie run?
Would I rather be chased by a fast zombie? Or
No.
Michael
What do you
Myers?
think is scarier or more ominous? A slow one or a fast zombie? Because I grew up watching slow zombie movies, and then as it progressed,
personally, I think if they're fast, I'm dead.
Yeah,
so I'm dead. But the slow ones, I have that sense of hope that I can escape, which then the fear is allowed to build in me that I now am responsible for my own life and surviving. Whilst fast, I'm dead. They're going to get me. They're going to kill me.
That's true.
Yeah, cool, whatever.
Eat
Scary. 28 day zombies versus... 28 weeks versus The Walking Dead. I'm going for The Walking Dead ones. I've got a bit of a chance.
100%.
But I would be more scared of Mike Myers because I think he is...
Michael.
He is one of the scariest people.
Yeah.
That film still freaks me out.
I love Halloween. Anyway, we are kind of diverting to a scary thing, but we are almost...
But that is a massive franchise. October. They made so many.
I haven't watched the latest one, but loved Halloween H2O.
But you're good on the Scream ones. How many Screams have they made? How many more Screams can they make?
Are we on 6 now? 6. I don't know. They can just keep churning them out because it can always be a relation, or it can be someone who was obsessed with Scream or Stab, as they now have it. The Stab is the Scream story in the film. So Scream, and then there's Scream 2.
Yeah.
And then they start to make a film in the film about the original Woodsboro murders.
And they call it the Stab.
And it's called Stab.
Stabbity McStab.
Yeah, stab.
Stab.
So, yeah. So they've got a franchise within the franchise. Obviously, Scream has loads of rules, but we will talk about that in a Halloween episode because...
What film would you say to never, ever, ever remake?
Oh, my God. That's a good question.
Like, if you saw it was being remade.
Probably...
Blood would boil.
Shawshank Redemption. Or something like that.
I don't think they ever could, really, could they?
No. They can obviously... They've obviously got, like, Green Mile and all that kind of...
Yeah,
like
similar.
There's prison films that you could watch. But I really like the Shawshank Redemption. I mean, once you say yours, I probably will think of something else.
I know, it's difficult because you think there's so many out there that you would never, ever...
Yeah. But only because it's got, like, Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins.
I think if I was, like, a film director, if I was Nolan at the moment...
Yeah,
and I was making something as good as what Nolan is churning out over the years, I would put like a patent on it or something where it's like nobody can remake this.
Yeah.
Nobody ever can remake this. And I'd pay. You know, like houses you can pay to never have anybody build on your land.
Yeah.
Even after 500 years after you've died.
Yeah.
You know, I would do that because I'd be like, some films out there are so incredible. Why do you want to remake it? I know there's so many writers out there who are writing good films and they just don't get their foot through the door.
Yeah.
And then we see them, oh, you know what? Let's remake something we only made 10 years ago. Oh, you know what? Harry Potter isn't even out the bloody door. It's not even been 20 years, has it? It's something crazy. And we're already remaking it as a television series. The Lord of the Rings we made into a television series. Why?
Well, you couldn't remake Lord of the Rings, could you?
No.
Because it wouldn't work. So you have to do like
They had to do a
series.
A series. Which was crap.
I did.
It was shit.
Watched it.
Diabolical to say there was that much money spent on it. I'm sorry, where did it go? Into everybody's pockets because it did not go on the production or anything like that.
Really bad.
Bang.
Well, I won't be watching that, so
bad.
See you later.
But that's it for me. Don't you ever remake the Lord of the Rings films. Ever.
I sometimes find myself singing like the Lord of the Rings theme tune in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm just randomly like...
I have been on runs before. I've put like the Uruk-hai music in to like make me stomp across like even faster.
I love that.
Because it's very empowering in that sense where I'm like, yes, I'm running across a field and I'm going to get through this. And
see, you put that in when you're running away from the zombies. See you later.
Oh God, yeah.
You're not going to kill me.
28-week soundtrack on.
Oh God, no thanks. Yeah, I think something like Shawshank Redemption, or I'm trying to think what else there is that I wouldn't want a remake of. Can you think of any?
I'm going to go for ones that aren't like so classic-y because I rewatched The Birdcage with Robin Williams.
Oh,
Robin Williams is taking a...
He is heavily featured. Here we go.
And Nathan Lane.
Oh my God,
and I thought, this is such a bloody funny film. And then I had this fear where I was like, somebody's going to see it like they saw Overboard.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try and remake it. And it's not going to be...
And it's not going to work.
It's not.
No.
I'm just like, somebody's going to watch The Birdcage, realise, I can make a modern LGBT film out of this. And I'm just going to be like, no, it's so funny, it's so good itself that you don't need it. But I have this fear that's going to be next.
Go watch that.
It's so good.
Did they do a show on it? A stage show?
Yeah. Yeah. It's also the Le Cage aux Folles.
That's it. Because is that what it's...
Yeah, originally.
Yeah, right. Cool.
But yeah, there are remakes that I have preferred over originals, or remakes that I didn't even realise had an original because they were made, I'll say, way back when, black and white. So, like, for example, A Star is Born.
Yeah, and I've not seen the original of that.
Yeah.
But I really like the Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga version, which is quite... It's a long film, but I remember watching it and the ending, actually crying, and it's... and because you've not watched it.
I've seen the original.
Right, okay, so I really like the remake, and then it being deadly silent. I don't know if it's exactly the same as the original or not, but the ending, and it was being really, really quiet, and I'm there like going... But I've not watched that. And then, isn't Cape Fear isn't there a remake of Cape Fear?
I don't know.
Or is Robert De Niro the remake?
I don't know.
Because it is a remake, but I don't know if there's Robert De Niro as the original one and there's one after, or there was one before that and Robert De Niro is the remake, because that film terrified me as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For me, I loved Dunkirk. No, not Dunkirk. What am I on about? No,
Dunkirk.
No. All Quiet on the Western Front. Sorry,
Right,
I knew it was a war film.
I've not
All
seen
Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it. I was literally screaming at Oscars for it. Do you know what I mean? I was full on there. My family said, "Have you seen the original?" And they were raving about it to say that they don't really watch war films. And I was like, I haven't seen the original. Mm-hmm. Watch the original. Very, very similar. A couple of little bits and bobs that are changed.
Yeah.
Absolutely exquisite. And then I'm sat there like, why did they remake it? But why did they remake it? Like, if I'd have seen the original first, I would have been the person being like, why is this being remade? You know, whatever.
It's about the money.
But then I'm here. Like, I've got two films that are very, very similar. Different sort of times.
Yeah.
Actors, etc. Both are amazing. Mm-hmm. I've almost got like two amazing same films, but I'm not mad.
When was the remake released? Is it a recent or is it a
remake? Yeah, it was this year. this year's set of Oscars. So it was a couple of years ago. It was
Well, it was
released.
all around the kind of war films and, like you say, the Dunkirk and the.
We always get a good surge of good war films every couple of years. There's always one that is going to be released about something. So I'm excited to see what they do next. But it was just a remake that I didn't know and was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And loved the original, so I was just like, I don't know why it was made, but it's amazing. So I can't really argue with it.
Very strange.
And then there's other remakes I've seen where I don't know about you, I get mad. They spent all that money on trash.
It's absolute trash. I
Absolute
don't like it. Yeah. No, I get it. Sometimes it's weird that when you're like, oh, I didn't even know this was a remake. You watch it and you're just like, why? Why have you made this?
Yeah.
Why have you spent so much money on it?
And they do. And they will. And I think that's what...
I think they'll see a trend and they'll go, oh yeah, this will be a really good thing to do. This will line our pockets.
And then I'll flip it. So like I watched Heart of Stone. I forgot its name. Which is Netflix's Mission Impossible. You know, they've seen the amount of money that Mission Impossible makes, how much people talk about it, and Netflix thought, hey, we can do that. We can spend lots of money and make our own. I don't know why I'm going to South Park right now, but I am. And so this was their action.
But with like a female
Oh my
lead.
God, I'm convinced they put it into an algorithm and an algorithm wrote it. Because it is genuinely like Mission Impossible 7 mixed with Casino Royale, mixed with every other...
See? New Mission Impossible, fabulous. Loved it. I watched the trailer for, what's it called?
Heart of Stone.
Right? Didn't interest me in one little bit. Even though, it, like you say, you've watched it. You had to watch it. But you said it's exactly the same. Oh, just don't...
It's not exactly the same. Mission Impossible is leagues.
But don't make something just because you need a female... like lead who
I
does
think that
action.
was their way of trying to be different from it.
Like
because...
I'm all for casting women in a specific role or doing whatever, but don't make it just because you want to.
For me, they got a storyline they thought was going to be sick.
Yeah.
They then got two pretty faces to be the leads, hoping that would be enough to sell the film. And I'm like, absolutely not. If you are trying to make something as like Mission Impossible. You gotta find yourself a Tom Cruise, and no one is Tom Cruise.
No one is TC. Let's go.
Absolutely not. And the stunts in it, like the stunts were poor. Mission Impossible stunts are like next level. I genuinely am scared of what Tom Cruise is gonna come up with next. I think he's gonna like jump to the moon. He's gonna go to the moon and do some stunts.
Don't worry about me, guys. I'll just go to the moon. See you later.
Like, here we go, and that'll be it. You know, you've got Bezos and Virgin trying to get their way up to the moon. And Tom Cruise is just going to go on it.
He's probably already done it. Yeah.
And if I didn't like it. You know what, guys? Can we take another take on the moon? I didn't like the gravity.
I didn't like it. I need to go back up there, so
yeah, can we just do that?
Yeah.
Because that's what sells those films almost. You don't mind if the storylines maybe a little bit not as exciting, or it's not as, you know, you don't leave a lot of room for really serious emotive acting. You're watching it for
the action.
Stunts.
Yeah, you want it for the stunts, you want it for the action, you want a little bit of like an attractive person on the screen. Oh God, they've kidnapped her,
and you want the funny guy.
Him. Yeah.
You want the Simon Pegg, don't you? You want the supportive, crazy. I don't agree with this.
Yeah, the brains behind the operation.
And that didn't have it either.
Oh,
it had like it was just.
So thumbs down for that. So I'm not going to watch that.
No, don't watch
Thanks
it.
very much.
And I was reading lots of reports and obviously other critics and stuff, and they were like, oh, you know, if Hearthstone wants to be a franchise, please God no. Please God no.
Okay, we're not going to have that.
Absolutely not. That can die its death. That
Romy is going to kill it off.
I'm zero.
Just call it
Hopefully that Rotten Tomatoes.
Gal, we're not doing it. Sorry, mate.
Like, I feel like Netflix. No. Stop
it, please.
Make another limited series. Thank you very much.
And cast us in it. Thank you. Goodbye. This is me hanging up.
Oh, there is that thing. So how do you, when someone says, oh, use a phone, I do this.
Yeah.
So for anybody listening, your pinky is out, your thumb is out, and you're putting it near your face.
Hello.
The modern generation,
Boop.
do this.
Oh.
Literally,
yeah, because you pick.
Yeah, how you would pick up your iPhone.
Okay, I get it.
And they just do the little...
No, I do that.
It looks like a claw.
Oh, claw.
Yeah. How'd you pick up a phone? What? I feel older every day, and I'm like early 30s. I'm not saying early. I'm the earliest 30 you can be.
I'm the earliest 30. Well, we're not going to go into my age, but
no.
When I
but
speak
we're in
to,
our 30s.
Well, yeah. When I speak to people and I'm like, oh yeah, like, have you watched this? Like, have you watched that? Well, I mean, some cult classics that I'll probably end up watching. But then, like the Goonies. I know loads of people that haven't watched the Goonies. I know loads of people that haven't watched, like, Wizard of Oz or something. I know.
Who hasn't watched The Wizard of Oz?
Loads of people. Some people haven't watched Ghostbusters.
Smack them. How can they not? Oh, honestly.
You're telling me, but I just sit and watch films. I'll go to the cinema.
Yeah.
I'll watch Netflix. I'll rewatch things. I just love watching stuff.
I agree.
TV shows, documentaries. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely one of those people. Like, I've got friends that will put music on in the morning, and I'm there like, I just want to put the telly on in, like, background noise. And...
Yeah. Even if it's Friends for the 5 millionth time.
I've constantly got Friends on the go.
Yeah.
I'm back on season 5. Do you know what I mean? It's there if I need it, for when I need background noise, just a bit of fun or whatever. Yeah. It's there.
Comfort show.
Yeah. Or if they ever remade that.
It just wouldn't work. It literally wouldn't work.
Well, no, because it's so problematic now, isn't it?
See, this is what I get. I've seen all these articles and all these things, and I don't really, for the time, I really don't think it was that problematic in terms of specific things.
Not. As a writer, I'll say words are superfluous. They don't mean anything. People churn out words as fast as anything nowadays. Yeah. There's an article here, there's an article there. I know friends that work for certain big companies, and they're told they have to do 10 articles a day. So what are you going to churn out? Yeah. You've got targets like that you have to meet. You're going to make stuff up. You're going to be chatting absolute crap about series. You're going to look at what's popular at the moment. Who's watching what? Ooh, what SEO? What? Ooh. And then you're going to say something bad about it. And that's what the media does as well. Yeah. And it's like...
They'll pick up on something and run with it, and it'll be like one tiny thing that they might have said, like a soundbite or like a little quote, and they'll cut it up and put it there.
Make it.
Clickbait.
I always love the one about James Blunt, and they got a picture of him with like an ex-girlfriend from like 20 years ago, whatever. Yeah. And it might have been, a big British newspaper said that he was cheating on his wife. Ah. They printed it as if it was recent that he was cheating on his wife, and he like tweeted them and was like, this was from whatever time ago. My wife is also a lawyer. Oh. And it was just like, take it down, you scandalous.
Oh my God.
British media, man.
Well, there you go. That's probably a problem, isn't it? Speaking about the media and how they misconstrue stuff, or however you say it. I'm not good with words. Romy's the writer, so here we go. But yeah, that's definitely something that we would touch upon at some point.
Yeah.
In a future episode.
Absolutely. So for remakes wise, I can't really see much. I think Disney's just going to keep going on with their Disney remakes till they've run out of all of their old...
Are they going to start like remaking, like live actioning the Pixar? Imagine it being like a live action Up.
I don't know, but if you look at Mattel after Barbie, they're making 13 films now with possibly 40 in the mix.
40?
Yeah. So basically Barbie was a massive experiment on will people watch films about a toy.
Right, get it.
They threw a huge marketing budget.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a marketing budget?
No, it was perfect.
Do you know what? I bet Nolan was loving it actually, because he didn't really have to do much, did he? Because they made it like a competition.
Yeah. And
that is down to Mattel being so hell bent on making Barbie a success. I mean, I think it was always going to be a success,
Yeah.
But they needed it to be for this whole thing they've got in the works. So, Lena Dunham, she is going to be doing the Polly Pockets movie.
Okay.
I loved Polly Pockets. I loved them.
I did too.
I don't think I want to watch a movie on them. What did Polly Pockets do?
Just lived in their little house. Close it up.
Close, bye.
I'm going to have to cough.
You cough.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? There's a reportedly an Uno Or Uno was started and then got cancelled.
Uno, the game?
Yeah.
What?
They're going to do 14 toys.
Oh, is that going to be like a...
And I haven't seen a Cindy one. I kind of would like a Cindy rival.
I had a Cindy.
To the Barbie.
She had a big head, though.
That's it, get a big-headed actress.
I've got a big head.
To play Cindy. Have that kind of rivalry. But genuinely, I was like, they're going to do all these movies on all these toys.
That's so weird. Are they going to have pound puppies?
But the thing is, I'm like, what would you do with it?
I don't know.
Like, I used to play with animal hospitals and stuff all the time, but
yeah,
you can't really make a
film. I mean, there needs to be something.
I loved Barbie, but
I loved Barbie.
Even that storyline wavered a little bit. You know, the Mattel companies guys came to Barbie Land and then did nothing.
They did nothing, and also, what would have happened if she got in the box? I know, obviously, there wouldn't have been a film, and there might have been a rescue mission, but
that's kind of where I thought it was going, and then that stopped.
And then she didn't get in the box. Spoiler.
Yeah, so even that sort of wasn't coherent.
Yeah, I get it.
It was still quite disjointed. So don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it. But as a reviewer, I was like, I thought the storyline was very disjointed.
There was a few things that were kind of like,
I came up and like, what happened there? Where did they go? Where did they get? Oh, what's happening? Okay, and then I ran with it because it was.
And then the Kens were like, oh yeah, chill, it's back to normal.
Yeah, which is fine.
Which is cool.
But I'm thinking, how are they going to do that with all these other toys? It's going to be interesting. Will I go see them?
Maybe. I'll go on 2 for 1.
I bought a Barbie t-shirt. I don't think I'll buy any of the t-shirts, if I'm being honest. But yeah, 2 for 1. I'll do it on a 2 for 1.
I'll do a 2 for 1. We'll go. We'll watch some stuff.
Yeah. I just wonder if they'll do any other sort of like marketing.
I don't think anything will beat it because they're going to have to be very clever.
Yeah.
With that. But there you go.
It's going to be a massive franchise, and then I don't know. If we're still doing this in 30 years, I bet we'll be talking about a Barbie remake.
But like, hello guys, welcome.
Welcome to our podcast. It's a Barbie remake.
Oh god,
it's happening.
Why have we got more Yorkshire now?
Because I'm going to get older and bitter, and I'm going to go back to my roots when AI's taken over and there's nothing here but us. And I'm going to be like, no, Yorkshire, Yorkshire tea.
I love that. I love it. Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's time for a fun fact.
Time for a fun fact?
Oh, God,
Can you think of a fun fact? I did one last week.
You did. My fun fact isn't maybe so fun.
This is information.
Okay, so this is an information fact. Okay. So I listened to a podcast called My Favourite Murder. So, yes.
Oh my God.
My favourite thing. I love true crime. And it's not so much a fun fact, but the original Superman who played Superman in the first TV show, this is a kind of like linking it all back to people getting paid, didn't get paid an awful lot of money to be Superman. And this is why I listened to My Favourite Murder, that's why I brought it up. He died in suspicious circumstances. I know. And then after he died, like, obviously everyone was like, oh my God, Superman's so cool. Like, we loved Superman. But he couldn't get another job because everyone saw him as Superman. Oh. Whereas compared to now, if you're Superman, you could go be someone else. Yeah. The next day could be that. But yeah, he either killed himself, unalived himself. Let's say that in case people get crazy about it. Or
unalive.
Yeah, it's all the kids talk on TikTok.
You are unalived.
Yeah.
Shut up, TikTok.
Stupid. But they don't like the word. Oh no, I suppose kill is fine, but I guess whatever. But yeah, either that he shot himself, or his partner shot him. Oh. Because there was a little gap in between the gunshot and the 911 call.
Oh.
So whether that's a fun fact or a creepy fact is probably completely irrelevant to everyone, but I thought it was quite interesting.
Who killed Superman?
Who killed the original Superman? And he wasn't even, I think he was like 45 or 40 something. So he was very young.
Wow.
But he couldn't get another proper TV job after Superman. And then he died or someone killed him.
Wow.
But yeah, that's my fun fact. Mine will probably always centre around murder.
Right, well, that is the end of this one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
all, folks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.